What's going on, guys? Yanni the Game Changer here, and today we are going to be playing some Taliyah. I don't know if you guys have seen, but the new champion is out, and if any of you guys are Avatar: The Last Airbender fans, she's basically an Earthbender. We're going to go down here so I can show you guys the abilities. Now first, so I can show you guys, we're going to go through her passive. So let's look at it. Taliyah gains 29% movement speed by running near walls. It only occurs when you're out of combat. Now you get this really cool effect. So basically when you're near a wall, you get this rock that you're surfing on. See how I'm next to the wall and now I got a little rock that I'm surfing? And if you walk away from the wall, it disappears. Go back to the wall, you come back. Now let's take a look at this. Okay, my movement speed, keep an eye on it, and then we go next to the wall, shoots up to 418. Okay, so when we're away from it, 325, go next to the wall, 418. And as you saw, it doesn't immediately just drop back off, it basically kind of staggers down. But it's nice for getting back in lanes. Like, I don't even have boots yet, and you're just kind of cruising along. As long as you're next to a wall, then you're just going to be going. Whoops, there's a Vagar there. Yeah, I know we're in a bot game, but this is just so I can showcase the abilities. Okay, so that's the passive. But it's only when you're out of combat. Like, let's see if he hits me. Oh, see it, and it goes away. And there's a 4-second cooldown on it. Okay, now let's go through the abilities. First, we're going to go Q. Let's look at it. Hurls 5 rocks in a direction, dealing 120 plus 44 damage. So that's whatever your AP's at, depending on the ratios. Magic damage in a small area around the first enemy hit. Subsequent hits on the same unit deal 50% reduced damage. Creates worked ground for 180 seconds. Now that part's super important. Now Taliyah gains 14% movement speed when on worked ground. Casting a threaded volley on worked ground only hurls 1 rock, but refunds half its mana cost. What does all that mean? Okay, so basically, let's come over here to Vagar so I can show you the ability. Now what you're going to see is there's going to be 5 rocks that are going to go around me. Ready? 5 rocks, and they just shoot out. Okay? In whatever direction you're at when you're casting it. So I'm going to go over this way, cast it again. See, there's 5. Now, when you see that I cast it, creates this circle right here. When you're standing on the circle, the edges are a little darker, it's a little more pronounced. And when you step off of it, it's gone. Okay? Now again, when you're on it, you get more movement speed, everything, but the downside is, the first time I cast my Q, it threw the 5 rocks, just shot them at him. If you're in the circle again when you cast it, this time it only throws 1 rock. Okay, so that's the trade-off. Now, even though you only throw 1 rock, you get half your mana back. So instead of costing 75 mana, it's only going to cost half of that. But again, as soon as you step off of it, anywhere you're away from it, then you can cast it again. There's the 5 rocks again. So that's your Q. It's really cool, but you got to kind of make sure that see where you're at in circles. Because again, if you cast it again while you're in one of the circles, it's not going to give you the effect again. So then you step off the circles, and then you cast it, and then you can run. Now, here's the thing. While you're casting it, it's not a channeled ability. That means that you can move while you're casting it. So basically, if you're not in a circle, you can step off. Well, let me find you're off the circle, you can cast it, and then you can step on top of a circle, and it doesn't matter. You still got all the rocks that you're throwing. So, you can kind of keep that in mind. If you've already got like a whole area up here where you've already got circles, you can step off of it, cast it, and then run back on top of there where you got the movement speed, and it's not going to affect the ability. Okay, so let's look at W. So this one's got 2 parts to it. So the first cast, target a location. After a short delay, enemies caught within the area will be knocked up and dealt 60 plus, right now, 55 magic damage. The second cast is you can pick a direction. If you do, then the enemy is pushed in this direction. So let's look at that. Come here, Vagar. So basically we cast it once, and then we cast it again. Oh, dang it, he messed me up. Let's try this one more time. We gotta wait for the cooldown. My apologies, my friends. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So basically you cast it, and you push them, and then it knocks them up. And depending on where that arrow is pointing at, that's the way they're gonna get pushed. Let's go. That one's kind of a longer cooldown, so you kind of want to be careful with that one. Okay, now let's look at E. This one's pretty cool. So pick a field of dash sensitive traps that deal 130 plus 44 magic damage and slow enemies in this area by 24%. Now those both scale off your AP. After 4 seconds, the traps will explode, dealing damage again. Now, enemies dashing, being pushed, or pulled through unraveled earth will trigger the traps, taking 65 plus 22 magic damage from each trap. Maximum of 4. So those can stack up to 4. Meaning, well, first let me show you what it looks like, and then we'll chat about it. So this one's cool for clearing waves. So let me let this push a little bit. Okay, and then dang it, Vagar, I need you to just kind of go away. Boop. Okay, I'm letting this wave push in a little bit, so I got a little bit more creep, so I can show it to you. Alright, screw it. So basically, we're going to activate E, and it throws a field of rocks right here. And you wait, and then they reactivate and do damage. But basically, what it's saying is, if any enemy dashes through that or gets pushed through that, then it's going to automatically activate those. And you have a push. So basically, you can cast your rocks, and then shove your enemy through them. Ha, see the jump? There you go. And it'll activate your rocks. So that's pretty cool. I finally got a push after doing the ability like 17 times. Then it's finally got a push. So let's look at it one more time. So you throw it, cast all the rocks. After 4 seconds, then start shaking, and then pop. They all pop. That's pretty cool. Now, last one. The ultimate. Oh, that was definitely Ignite, not the ultimate. Let's look at the ultimate. Costs 100 mana. Cast once to create a wall. Okay? Recast it immediately to ride ahead of the wall. Now, moving or receiving damage will cause Taliyah to stop. And now the wall is going to last 6 seconds, and you can deactivate the spell to break the wall early. Okay, so basically you're just going to create just one big-ass wall across the whole map. Unfortunately, it does not do any damage, but it's kind of like a super Azir ult with no damage. They can flash over the walls, but it's like any wall in the game. Like you're creating a brand new wall. So let's take a look at it. Alright, this is going to be my first time using it, so I hope I don't mess it up. Because if I do, then we're going to have to wait 140 seconds. Okay, first let's look at the cast area. So it's pretty big, as you can see. So let's activate it, reactivate it, then you can ride it. Oh, that's cool. Dang, that's got a huge range. But as you can see, you can't go through it. Okay, and then you can reactivate it to just knock it down. But that's super cool because you can basically cut off entire areas of the map. So let's say, oh, here's the new fire dragon. But let's say you and your team are here taking dragon, and you've got a bunch of the enemy team coming down from bottom, and you just got to stand right here. You create your wall all the way across, and that gives your team time to take the rest of the dragon. And this team has to either flash over your wall, or they have to go all the way around. Either way, you basically just bought 6 seconds for your team to be able to take that dragon, as long as the enemy team doesn't have vision. And that could be super important with all these new elemental dragons, especially with this fire one that just gives you a shit ton of damage. But that's super cool to me. Like, you just gotta, and this applies for Baron, Rift Scuttle, whatever. You know, they're coming down right here. You just come across, create a wall. They either have to flash over or run all the way around to be able to engage your team. So that could be huge kind of for isolating areas of the map where you either want to isolate people, because you can cut their teams in half with your wall, or where you don't want people kind of coming in your area so you can secure objectives. I mean, same thing where they want to come save the turret. It's got a pretty big area, so if you're right here, you can cut off their entire way there, and they have to run all the way across this way to be able to stop you from getting this turret. So that can kind of have all kinds of applications to it. You're just going to have to kind of see what works, what doesn't, and just use this to just separate their team, isolate them, or just completely just get them the hell out of your way so you can take whatever objectives you want. I mean, that's basically it for the whole spotlight for Taliyah. Next video I'm going to be doing her ice skin, which is super, super cool. What I'm hoping they're going to do is, I mean, right now, Earthbender, right? The next one, it's kind of ice, so ice and water. So then I'm hoping they do a fire and a wind one, and so basically it's all like Avatar themed. I think that'd be super, super cool. I mean, they probably won't do that, but that's just my personal opinion. I think it'd be awesome. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions about the champion or anything, go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video, if you didn't, go ahead and drop a like or a dislike, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comments down below. Once more, this is Yanni the Game Changer. I'll definitely see you guys next time.